Close your eyes and hear the beat of the talking drum, the call of Yoruba melodies echoing through Lagos streets. Fuji music isn't just sound, it's the heartbeat of Nigeria's soul, born in the heat of Ramadan nights and carried to global stages. But there's a side to this story nobody's talking about: the rivalries, sacrifices, and dreams that built Fuji's legends. Today, we're diving into the lives of Nigeria's Fuji icons, and trust me, these tales of grit and glory will make you see this music in a whole new light. This is RNN TV. I am Esther Olateju. Let's walk through the streets of Lagos, Ibadan, and Ilorin, where Fuji music was born. A sound that rose from Yoruba Muslim traditions to become Nigeria's voice of joy, struggle, and pride. These Fuji legends did not just sing, they shaped our culture, sparked rivalries, and gave us anthems that still light up weddings and markets. Here's the story of 5 iconic figures who defined Fuji, told through their trials, challenges, and legacies. Sikuru Anid barrister, the father of Fuji. Journey starts in Lagos, Isale Eko, where a young Sikuru Anid barrister born in 1948 sang to wake Muslims for Ramadan's pre-dawn meals. This was weary music, raw, spiritual, and rhythmic. But barrister saw more. In the 1980s, with Nigeria freshly independent, he mixed weary with Akala, Juju, and Afrobeat, naming his creation Fuji, after sporting a Mount Fuji poster at an airport. His voice, sharp as a blade, and his lyrics, weaving tales of love and injustice, turned songs like Barry Wonder into anthems. By the 1970s, he was touring Europe, putting Fuji on the world map. But here's the hidden truth. Barrister faced backlash from purists who called Fuji local, yet he fought back, blending saxophones and keyboards to prove its global appeal. Why does this matter? His music gave Yoruba Muslims a voice during a time of political unrest, but his death in 2010 left a void. For Nigerians, Barrister's story is a reminder that innovation can birth a legacy, even when the odds are staked against you. Kintin Ayinde, the rival king across town, Alhaji Kintin Ayinde, known as Baba Alatika, was crafting his own legend. Born in Ibadan, he started as a weary singer that matched Barrister's ambition, forming his own Fuji band in the 1970s. His songs, like Eyen Korin, mixed sharp social commentary with infectious rhythms, earning him a fierce following. Here is where it gets interesting. Kintin and Barrister were rivals, their fans clashing like football supporters, turning Lagos into a musical battleground. This rivalry weren't just drama. They pushed Fuji to evolve, with each artist outdoing the other's beats and lyrics. Kintin's $100 million fortune and leadership after Barrister's death cemented his status. But some younger fans, the Indomie generation, overlook his role, claiming newer stars as kings. For Nigerians, Kintin's story shows how competition can spark greatness, but it asks, are we honoring the pioneers who paved the way? Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, Kwamwan. The modern monarch entered King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, or Kwamwan, a Lagos boy whose voice carried Fuji into the 21st century. Starting under Barrister's wing, he broke out in the 1980s with Talazo Fuji, blending traditional rhythms with hip-hop and reggae. His $150 million empire spans music and real estate, and it's like Omoba as staples at Owambe parties. But here's the catch. Kwamwan's wealth and political connections, like his ties to Lagos elites, spark whispers of favoritism. His music speaks to hardship and pride, yet some say his lavish lifestyle distances him from the streets he sings about. For Nigerians, Kwamwan's story is a bridge between old and new. His global tours inspire pride, but his success questions whether Fuji still belongs to the people. His journey challenges us. Can a legend stay rooted while reaching for the stars? Pasuma, the people's star in the heart of Mushin, Wasiu Alabi. Pasuma's story is one of charisma and connection. Born in the late 1960s, he rose in the 1980s with a fusion of Fuji and Afrobeat, earning $70 million and a fan base that spans generations. Songs like Orobo Kibo light up dance floors, but Pasuma's real magic is his stage presence. Energetic, relatable, like your uncle who steals the show at parties. Here's what is not said. Pasuma's philanthropy, like funding schools in Lagos, makes him a hero, but his early controversial lyrics stirred debates about Fuji's moral role. For Nigerians, especially youth, Pasuma's story is a dream, proof that talent can lift you from the streets. But it asks, Can Fuji stay true to its roots while chasing modern fame? Next is Saheed Osupa, the Crown Prince. Finally, we meet Saheed Osupa, the Crown Prince of Fuji, whose story began in Ibadan's dusty streets. With a $50 million fortune, his 20-year career blends Fuji with hip-hop in hits like Fuji Extravaganza. Osupa's philosophical lyrics, tackling injustice and culture, resonates with thinkers, but his bold style sparks fuse with peers like Pasuma. Here's the hidden angle. Osupa's music school in Oyo mentors young artists, preserving Fuji's soul, but critics say his modern twist dilutes its purity. For Nigerians, Osupa's story is about balance, honoring tradition while embracing change. His journey asks, how do you keep a culture alive in a world that is always moving? Fuji isn't just music, it's Nigeria's pulse, born from Yoruba Muslim traditions and carried by legends who fought purists, poverty, and politics. Social media myths claim Fuji is dying, but that is nonsense. Artists like Q Dot and Small Doctor are blending it with Afrobeats, keeping it alive. Most don't know this. Fuji's call and response style and talking drums influence global genres like hip-hop, yet government's neglect of cultural funding leaves artists to hustle alone. The North-South divide also plays a role. Fuji's Yoruba roots tie it to the Southwest, but its universal themes of struggle and joy unite Nigerians. These legends show how music can fight oppression and build pride, but their rivalries and wealth gaps spark debates. Is Fuji still the people's voice? Now it's your turn. Which Fuji legend story hits you deepest? Are they keeping our culture alive? Or is something missing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We are reading every word. If this journey through Fuji's dance moved you, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And here's a question for you. If you could bring one Fuji legend back to the stage, who would it be? And what song would you beg them to perform? Let's talk.